Hey guys, it's Faye, and today I'm gonna do a little update now that I'm back from Magnolia. Thanksgiving was good. It was kind of cool that, like, we didn't really do Thanksgiving, like, we didn't go around and say what we were thankful for and stuff like that. We just sort of ate and enjoyed our time together. Which what did I do? Stop it. Okay. Which I personally, like, really liked. My family's really religious, like, Christian religious, so we would basically be going around saying what we were thankful for, and then we would close in prayer. We didn't do either one of those things, which I think was kind of, like, awesome. Yeah, so that was good. I spent the first night with my sister, which was cool, but their house is sort of in, at some point they're going to rip that house down because it's not really in good condition, and then they're going to put a double wide on that land. So I stayed the first night with them and with Oscar. Oscar was there with me, and that was good. My niece Aubrey was a little bummed. She's 12, so she's going into, like, her tweenage years, so she's very sensitive. Sorry. Okay. She's super sensitive. And I guess my sister and my little sister, who was also staying with us, we weren't as sensitive to her sensitivities as we probably should have been. And I don't think that she had a lot of fun, which was a little sad, but I don't know what I could do about that. I don't really think I did anything wrong. We weren't mean to her per se. We were just kind of playing around, but it's been such a long time since we've hung out with her that, like, I don't think we really knew what to expect. So I don't know. Her two boys are crazy. I love them, but they're crazy. And what, Nick? No, come here. If you want to talk to me, come here. What is it? Sorry. My boyfriend, whatever. So, he did something really sweet for me. So, anyways. But yeah, so then the second night I stayed the night with my cousin Holly, which is who I typically spend the night, or stay the night with while I'm there. Which is good. She looks great. Like, the last time I saw her, she had lost a little bit of weight, but mostly she'd always struggled with her weight, and I remember that was an issue with her. She lost a lot of weight. She looks great. She's beautiful, and she's so much more confident, and I'm really, really proud of her. And we hung out with my other cousins, and I saw my cousin Hunter, who I did not even recognize because, again, he used to struggle with his weight a lot, and he's, like, him and Holly have both flipped completely, and they were, like, almost unrecognizable, but they're beautiful, and they are healthy, and they are happy, and I cannot be any more happy and excited for them and proud of them. So it was all around a really good Thanksgiving. I think the only real, like, iconic foods that we had there was turkey and sweet potatoes and green bean casserole, but I don't really like green bean casserole, so whatever. But yeah, so anyway, so we brought my Nana back with us from Magnolia. That was the plan, and she's gonna go back after Yule / Christmas or whatever. So My cousin Rayanne's doing really well. I think she's gonna move in with her boyfriend pretty soon when she graduates. She's like 18, but she basically lives outside of. She basically lives on her own, anyways. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. So I'm back. It's been kind of a dramatic. I'm like back. It's Friday right now, like Black Friday. 10/10, and it is November 27th, 2015. And yeah, so I got back today. It was hectic and crazy and kind of sad and whatever. But yeah, so that's my update for Thanksgiving. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of okay, so this is what happened. I don't really have like an outline for what I want to talk about. I just kind of want to talk about a bunch of really crazy stuff. So, but yeah. So before I left for Thanksgiving, that my mother found in her genealogy that we have a Chinese ancestor, probably from like the Crusades or whatever. But yeah, so because of that, I've decided to add that into my... I decided a long time ago that I was going to add that into my Book of Shadows and everything. So yesterday, not yesterday, but like literally the day before I made the video on my update for what I was going to do for Thanksgiving and everything, which no one responded to, I was going to look up... I was doing research on Chinese deities. So I found this website. It's not Chinese deities, specifically Chinese mythology, which it doesn't always pertain specifically to deities. It can pertain to people who have once lived, or sort of spirits or whatever. So, which I think is really important. So it's sort of all-encompassing of mystical Chinese heritage, which is basically everything I want to put into my practice anyways. So I went to their index and I like wrote in red, because that was the only pen I could find that worked, like all the names. I didn't like do any research. I was just writing down the names, and I was going to kind of go down the list and organize them by who they were, and you know, separate them by like spirits, gods, historical references, stuff like that. And I only got down to S, which I guess is pretty good. But yeah, so that's as far as I go. And I've also like noticed that there are a lot of different things in here that like are just the different spellings for the same person. So I have a lot of things doubled, but I'll be sure to like notate those as in the descriptions of them when I put them in my Book of Shadows and everything. So I think it's really interesting that that's the cultural information that I'm going to start on, since that's really like what I know the least about. And I think that's probably why, because I know the least about it, I want to know more about it, and I'm just going to put it in there. I've already been talking for like 12 minutes. I think I'm going to stop that. Okay, I'm going to just... yeah, so that's my update, and thanks for watching. Bye. What is that? Oh, okay. Before I left for Thanksgiving, I think I told you guys that my mom found out recently that in her, everything's falling! Okay, sorry. I'm just a mess.